guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Bruna. Make sure to subscribe. If you're not new, welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Obviously, before I start the video, I just want to say thank you for 300 subscribers. It took me a while to get here because obviously I wasn't very active on YouTube, but I feel like as soon as I start being active, then my audience started growing. So I really do appreciate you guys for subscribing and for supporting me. Obviously, as you read by the title, I will be talking about the University of Northampton. Obviously, I'm not here to talk about, I'm not here to talk bad about it, if that makes sense. But I'm gonna tell you my experience, and that's what the truth is, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that the uni's perfect, because not every uni's perfect, not that I know of anyways. There's obviously a lot of disadvantages with unis, and I'm gonna tell you some that that Northampton has. And obviously Northampton, they do have a lot of advantages. I'm not gonna lie to you, it is a good uni, but I'm gonna tell you guys how my experience was in detail. So before obviously we get started, make sure to like, comment and subscribe. So I've written some notes down, so I'm gonna briefly talk about 10 points, obviously very quickly and hopefully very detailed. Obviously, before we get started, congratulations if you did get into the uni. Obviously if you're going out in September, and if you're not, then good luck for the next year or the year after if you're applying to go to uni. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is the area. Cool. A lot of people have been saying this, and I do agree. If you're coming from London, especially from London, and you're going to Northampton, I feel like you won't like it. However, in my year, when I went to Northampton, I'd say about, I don't want to be extra, I'm say about 85% of the people that were there, they were actually from London. Wait, I think 85 is a bit too much. Maybe 75 to 80% were actually people from London. Obviously, a lot of people kind of saw the vibe. They didn't really like it because obviously Northampton is basically a town. It is not a city. Like, Northampton is a town. So if you're coming from somewhere, like some areas that are literally more busy and there's more life, you won't really like Northampton. I'm not saying that obviously you shouldn't if you're from London, but I'm just telling you. Obviously, I lived in London for a couple of years. I moved last year to another city, and obviously the difference between here and London is literally really big. Obviously, where I live compared to Northampton, there's not much of a difference, because where I live is like kind of a town as well. I wouldn't say town, I would say like a city, but it's like Northampton in a way. So it's a bit like boring. It's not like as lively as London. It's not as busy as London. So just bear in mind that, because if you come from, like I said, busy area, just remember that you're going to a town. Like, you're not going back to London. You're going to Northampton. Another thing about the area is that I thought this would be kind of relevant, to be honest. But you know, Sundays, when I used to live in London, obviously shops close at 5 p.m. on Sundays. In Northampton, it's 4 p.m. So if you're trying to quickly run to the shops, make sure you wake up early and go to the shops, because they ain't gonna wait for you. Now I'm saying, like, literally 4 p.m. And I find it so early. Literally, the time between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. makes a difference. It makes a total difference, because sometimes, like, I wake up early. Sorry, not early. Late. Around what? Let's just say 3:30. And I'm getting out by 4:30 and go to the shop, run to the shops quickly. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen here. Also, another thing, I might be wrong, but I haven't been to any, like, those convenience shops. Is that what you call them? Corner shops, that's what it is. See, I haven't been in London for time. Corner shops. I don't think there's like a closed corner shop nearby. I might be wrong though. We do have a shopping site, but it's expensive, so I don't actually what's wrong with me? I don't actually recommend you to go and shop there. Like, if you're trying to do big shoppings, don't go to McCall's, because McCall's will rip you off. And I think it's unfair, to be honest, and that's one thing I don't like about the uni. I think it's unfair of them having a shop with expensive stuff. I'll spend £50 there. The same stuff that I bought, I could go to Asda and spend £20. Like, it is a big difference. Yeah, so back to the topic. There's nothing much to do. There is a few shops, there is a few activities, not as much as London, of course. So like, it's basically like, Northampton is basically like a circle. You start here, you go all around, you come back to the same place. That's basically how it is. It is a bit boring. It can get a bit boring, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's gonna be some times where you're gonna be like, oh, like, what can I do today? I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, I've done that. What is there to do today? Like, it can get a bit boring. So don't expect much, like literally don't expect much from Northampton. So that's my topic 1. Moving on to 2, one thing that I really like about the uni is that it's very, 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 very diverse, which is something that I like about unis. Literally you meet different cultures, different types of people. Like it's lovely because when you bring into like, you've got different personalities and different cultures, yeah, and you bring it up into one big group, it's like the funniest thing ever. It is so cool. Like obviously I met different cultures when I went to uni. Like London, it was always the same thing. Not saying it's a bad thing obviously, but then like it's like London basically. I feel like London is very, very diverse as well, which is a good thing. So obviously when you're coming into uni, you have a lot of possibilities, especially for a foreigner like me, to find someone that speaks your language, which is quite cool. I think I only met 3 people that spoke Portuguese, maybe 3 to 4, but yeah, like it was really cool. I had like a neighbour upstairs that she spoke Portuguese, so that's quite cool, even though we didn't really speak much. But yeah, like it's very diverse, which is really good. But yeah, that links with like social life. It is very, like, people are very sociable. But obviously, I'm telling you from my experience, I don't know how the next couple of years are going to be. Some people kind of prefer to, you know, mind their own business. But obviously, even though you meet new people and you're kind of like excited about that, you know, don't think that obviously that's going to become your bestie for the rest of your life, because people can be very fake, especially at uni. They will use you for stuff, to go to parties, to buy you drinks, to do anything. You can go to the shop and be like, oh, your friend can be like, oh, like, can you just boss me and I'll pay you the next day. That person won't pay you. Like, don't expect much, especially if you're like, oh yeah, another thing, especially if you're like going like to like somewhere by taxi, make sure that everyone contributes, because a lot of people take the piss and don't pay you back. I personally didn't go through that, but obviously I know stories, so just don't be careful with people, that's all. Number 3, accommodation. So this is going to be a bit longer one, because obviously I want to, even though you can go to the website, check out the website of the uni, obviously they'll give you all the information about the accoms. I stayed in Margaret Bonfield. Obviously the reason why I stayed there is because my course involves placements, so my building was like people that do placements, so it was really good. In my flat I got 2 girls that did my course, and I literally loved it, and it was a nice feeling to know that I wasn't there by myself. So anything I needed, I have them, or anything they needed, they had me, so it was really good. I was in a single bed, so it was like a bedroom. Obviously you guys can check out my room tour. A single bed. I was paying 140 a week, but don't tell anyone I told you this. I went to check on the website today so I can give you guys prices, even though you can check this yourself, but I decided to be a bit nice and give you the information obviously here. It's gone up by £1. I was paying 140 a week, and now it's 141 a week, and I'm like, whoa, okay. So obviously if you get a bedroom with a single bed, it's 141 a week now, and if it's a double bed, it's 151 a week, and it was 150, but now it's 151 a week. But you've got obviously different buildings as well. You do obviously also have a studio, which is £171 a week. I'm not sure if that price went up. I'm not sure if it was 170 last year, but if you do know, obviously comment down below. And then you have Park Avenue, which is the biggest rooms you can get, but you have to share a toilet, and that is £138 a week. If I'm not wrong, I think it was 137 last year. It was either 135 or 137, so I'm not so sure about that. Obviously I can't confirm you because they've changed it on the website now, but yeah, you've got those ones. And then you've got St. John's, which is basically across the bridge. It is very nice rooms, I can't lie to you. My boyfriend was there, and it's very nice rooms. Love the rooms. Obviously the only difference between the Waterside campus and St. John's is that you'd need your card, like your key card basically, to put it in for electricity. So if you take out the card from the little pocket thingy, like the lights will go off. That's one thing I don't like about it, but it's alright, I didn't live there, so I can't complain. So that's currently £143 a week. If I'm not wrong, it was 142 a week, because I remember seeing it on the website. You also do get Scholars Green, which is about 15-minute to 20-minute drive from the uni. I personally don't really like that, just because if I have lessons, then I have to get up extra early. But then you do have the bus that obviously takes you straight there. And I think maybe it might be a 10 to 15-minute journey on the bus, probably a bit longer, I'm not sure. Then you do get a single bedroom. Obviously a lot of people do go there actually. Well, I don't know if a lot of people, but I heard that people prefer it there because it's cheaper. So for the single bedroom, you get a bedroom with a single bed, it's £95 a week. A twin bedroom, which is obviously a bedroom with 2 single beds, so you can like share with a friend or just meet the person there, which is £77 a week. So within the whole University of Northampton, I think that's the cheapest accommodation that you can get, because obviously you're sharing. So, and then you get the studio as well, which is £125 a week, which is not that bad though, because the bedroom isn't that like is a nice average size for a student. Is there anything else I have to say? Yeah, I personally obviously prefer Waterside campus because you've got your lessons there. I used to wake up 5 minutes before my lessons, quickly brush my teeth, put clothes on and go. Literally 5-10 minutes before your lesson. However, when I was living there, it was a bit stressful because it was during COVID times. I'm not saying obviously we're still on COVID. I'm not sure if the restrictions will be the same for you. Hopefully not, if you get to enjoy it. Well, hopefully you don't get to enjoy it, because I didn't get to enjoy it. Anyways, so obviously you weren't allowed friends over. People still did it. People ain't gonna listen. You know what I mean? Like, we're teenagers, we like to get in trouble. Security was very tight, but there were some times where security wasn't fair in some situations. Obviously, I'm not going to put the situations out here, but there was times where security just wasn't fair. Like, yeah, I don't want to go into it, but yeah, security is very tight, so do be careful, because you can get fined. They won't care like for any excuses. Like, they didn't care about my excuses, they won't care about your excuses, I'm telling you. So the good thing, like, one thing that you can do though is be friends with the securities, because they might help you with to get out of certain situations. So I'm not sure though, but do be friends with security people, because they can be the nicest people on campus, to be honest. All right, so that's enough about accommodations. Number 4, support and education. Cool. So from my experience, I don't think I got as much support as I got, and it's understandable, kind of, because obviously it's COVID times. As students are suffering, teachers are suffering too. Obviously, I'm not going to blame it on them, but because we're students and we're there to learn, I feel like we should have got extra support. Like I said, it might be different for those guys. For you guys, you might be going from now September onwards. But I personally don't think I got as much support as I could. The only thing, like, I do say, I can't lie to you guys, and I did get support in, was, for example, I failed my English assignment, and I got like a tutorial for it. He was so nice, like, he was actually very supportive with me. I've never had such a supportive teacher. We were literally going through the whole assignment, and like, for the points that I failed, obviously COVID wasn't the best time. There was a lot of us that failed assignments for different reasons. I had my own reasons, people have their own reasons. Don't blame yourself for it though. I did blame myself a lot, but at the same time, it's like, it's uni, you're gonna do mistakes. Like, not everyone's gonna be perfect. So obviously, yeah, I didn't get the best support, but like, I'm not gonna complain about that. Just because uni is uni, COVID is COVID, so gonna have to live our life. Cool. Number 5, kind of links to my previous point, well, previous point, which is access to other buildings, which is a big advantage in the uni. There's a lot of unis where the lesson buildings are literally like apart from accommodations. Obviously, sometimes you get the accommodation on the other side of the city, and then you get the lessons, whatever. Because I know some unis are like that. But yeah, that's a big advantage about the unis. I just advise you to stay on Waterside campus. I feel like that's the best place to stay in. It's the most sociable place. There's a lot of parties going on, even though there shouldn't be because of COVID. But you know, we can't get lit sometimes. But yeah, access to other buildings. 6, cool, shops. So avoid expensive shops. Avoid Morrison's. You've got Morrison's across the bridge, which is basically opposite St John's. I don't obviously advise you guys to go to it, but you also have B&M. I don't think there's a B&M in London, but B&M is very good. Very cheap as well. What do you get? On the other side, you do get Asda. It's literally a 10-minute walk. Asda is very cheap as well. I do advise you to get to Asda. And then you get things like Lidl, and there was another one that was with Lidl. I can't quite remember. My head is not right. Anyways, but it's a bit further. You'd have to like proper walk. Like, it's a bit further. It's Aldi. That's what it is. Aldi and Lidl are basically together. It's like a 15-minute walk. But obviously, if you use your maps, you'd know where it is. It's like, I'd say 15 to 20 minutes, but walking the pace that I walk, I take around 17 minutes around that time. I've never actually been to the Sainsbury's there, so I don't know where the Sainsbury's is. That's so funny. I don't shop in Sainsbury's personally. And then you also get Tesco's, which is in town. That's the only Tesco's that I know. But yeah, avoid expensive shops, because even though you get your loan will go like this, honey, like this. Like I said in my previous video, your loan isn't your sugar daddy, girl. It isn't. It is not. So don't do it. Don't do it. Cool. Related to the shops as well, get points cards. So like, get your Nectar card, get a Tesco's Club card, because that's going to be useful. I saved up here on my Sainsbury's. Currently, I have like £2 something on it. But you obviously, it is quite good with Tesco's as well, because you can get the club card prices. So if you're trying to buy something that's £5, sometimes it's £3 if you get the club card. So I advise you guys to do that. Cool. Number 7, Freshers. Freshers for me, I can't really talk about that much actually, because Freshers for me was the deadest Freshers I've ever had in my life. I don't know if people in Northampton had different experiences from me. Deadest one, I went to this club called Platform, and apparently it's like a very good club. However, when I went there, it was a headphone party. I had to sit down, we couldn't dance, paid £4 for it. We were there for half an hour, left and went to Spoon. So literally went to the pub, could not do it, literally. I'm not gonna lie to you, from September all the way until July, in my year 1, I only went clubbing once. And that wasn't, obviously I'm not gonna count that as clubbing. I only went clubbing once. Can you believe that? Once. Obviously I did go to parties, I did have parties in my flat, but I only went to clubbing once. And it was good actually, it was good, but I just wish I went more. But yeah, do make the most out of Freshers, because that's the only week you literally get to, you have fun every week, but Freshers is literally the week where you do your thing, girl, and you're free. Number 8, societies and sports. I personally didn't join any. I regret not joining any, because I wanted to join netball. So hopefully you too, I get to join it. Do join it, because it's actually quite good. And even though you meet your friends, you meet your flatmates and become friends with them, and you might become friends with your neighbours, you might also want to make friends with people from societies and sports. So I do advise you to join them. There's literally loads. If you go on the website, it will give you like a whole list of any different ones that you can join. Number 9, if you have Facebook, I advise you to go to the group chat. There's a currently group chat. I'll leave the name of the group chat on the description below. If I'm not wrong, it's like 2021 students, Northampton, something like that. I'll confirm with you guys in the description. Advise you to join that, because a lot of people, that's where people meet their flatmates, and then you go to like WhatsApp or Snapchat group chats, and that's where I met my flatmates. When I was finding my flatmates, I think I only found 6 of them, and then the other 4 was like a surprise. And to be honest, like the other 4 that I didn't know, I actually became very close to one of them. So I'm kind of happy I didn't meet her before. So like it was like a bit of a surprise thing. So I kept that friendship, which was good. And finally, like you get number 10, like you get literally the freedom of a student life. It's a bit different. Obviously, you're a student now. You have a bit more freedom when you're away from your parents, and well, not a bit of freedom, a lot of freedom, to be honest, which is really good. But yeah, like personally, I'm not going to complain about Northampton. I didn't get the best experience, which is why it's not really exciting for me like that. But hopefully people will get different experiences from me, and it'll be slightly different for you guys. I did have plans of moving unis, but it's like I already have my life set there. It's just like, don't regret it. Make sure you go to open days, make sure you do know the uni properly. And maybe the reason why I didn't really like it 100%, maybe because of COVID, I would say I wish I could repeat the year, or maybe I wish I took a gap year. But it's like, what if September is going to be worse? Do you know what I mean? Not wishing anything bad on you guys that are going, but yeah. But yeah guys, I really do hope you enjoyed this video. I really do hope it was as much detailed as possible for you guys. And like I said, congratulations if you've got into the uni. That's amazing for you. Good luck if you're applying in the future for Northampton. But obviously look at other options. Not saying don't apply for Northampton, but do look at other options and look what's best for you. Because remember what I said, if you're coming from a busy city, don't expect much from Northampton, because it is boring. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys and be like, yeah, Northampton is like the littest city ever. No, dead. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.